Hey guys, welcome back. I have a few things to talk about in this video. I'm going to start off with my house and where that is going, and then I'm going to talk about the PS4 Pro. So this morning the bank called me and they said, yeah, we can't accept your third line of credit, so unless there's a different loan you want to apply for, we can't go through with this. I pretty much knew that was coming from about 2 weeks ago, so I've been looking in other houses while I've been waiting for them to get off their ass and give me a response, and this morning they finally got back to me. So I'm going to cancel the loan, cancel the bid, just not even worry about that house. It was going to be too expensive for me anyway. And I'm going to go look at some more houses today. Hopefully one of those houses will go through a hell of a lot faster than this one didn't go through. Once I get in, I will immediately record my Revelations video because I am struggling to wait to do this. I can't help it. I want to play Revelations so goddamn bad. Every time I play zombies, I have to try my damnedest not to play the map. But my resilience is strong, and I am waiting to play it for you guys. Now, let's talk about the PS4 Pro and its little brother, the PS4 Slim. Oh my god. So first of all, let's start with the Slim. The Slim is ugly as fuck. Oh my god. I can finally show pictures of this because they announced the consoles. You know, before in my last video I couldn't show them because of copyright and whatnot. But it's just freaking ugly. When you look at it from this angle, it looks like a goddamn streaming device. It looks like a knockoff of Apple TV. I just don't fucking like the look of it. When you look at the front, the top half is thinner than the bottom half. Why are the USB ports on opposite sides? The power and eject buttons are cheap plastic buttons. This console just screams, "Hi, I'm Sony and we had to maximize profits because we're losing sales on the PS4 and they wanted to make me as cheap as possible and sell me for double the price." This thing is made with cheap materials. It's the equivalent to the PS3 Super Slim. That thing was a piece of shit. Okay, I had a friend who had one of those and it constantly, all the time, would crash his games. I don't know if it was just his particular model, but it would crash really bad. Here's some footage on screen of Festival of Blood crashing just all to hell on his console. It is absurd. And not to mention, here's the real kick in the ass, it doesn't have a digital optical port. Sony, what the fuck are you thinking? Who was sitting around the conference table? Who in the entire corporation of Sony, who in your company, God, I'm so angry I can't even find the right words right now, who looked at this console and said, "Oh, hey, you know what would be a good idea? If we just took out the digital optical port. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea." Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? How am I and millions of other PS4 users out there supposed to hook this thing up to a home entertainment center or a surround sound system? How are we supposed to use our Astro headsets with this system? Are we just shit out of luck? This thing is replacing the original PS4. They cut production of it. Sony, you cut production of the original PS4 to replace it with this piece of fucking trash that is a downgrade. Why? Why on God's green earth would anybody in that company think this is a good idea? Just what drugs were you taking when you made this console? Just what the fuck? And the PS4 Pro. This thing looks like a fucking sandwich. It looks like you took two PS4 Slims and slapped them on top of each other. What? Again, Sony, what is it with the design of these things? Why are they so ugly? It's more attractive than the Slim, but it's definitely not as attractive as the original PS4. These are some fucking ugly systems, I'm not gonna lie. I do not like the sandwich design. I can't get that image out of my head now. The PlayStation sandwich. Like, just what the hell, man? And if you flip it around to the back, you can see the massive power input port, which tells me two things. Number one, this system is bigger than the original PS4, and number two, it has a larger power supply, which means it's going to use more electricity, and your electricity bill is going to be higher. Now, that higher electricity bill would be worth it if the system actually did something, but it doesn't. You see, Sony advertised this thing as being able to do 4K. It can do 4K, and you can see more more pixels, and you can see more detail, and NPCs who are far off in the distance would look like blurs on the original PS4, but now they're crisp and clean, and it has HDR, and you can see more color range, but it doesn't play games at 60 FPS, and HDR is coming to every PS4 through a software update. So really, the only thing this console has is it does 1440p resolution that's upscaled to look like 4K, but it's not really true 4K. Tell me again why I should buy this thing? I have a 4K TV, and you know what it does? It has this cool little feature that it will take the image on screen, and it will convert all of the colors on the screen to Super Ultra HD or 4K color spectrum. So I don't need a PS4 that does 4K, that's not even real 4K, to get the full visual experience out of my TV. It already does that for me. I don't care if it's 1080p resolution, it still looks absolutely fantastic. Allow me to explain something that should be common sense to people who develop video game hardware for a living. If you have a game that has super crisp and clean Ultra HD graphics, but runs at 5 frames per second, doesn't that kind of maybe a little bit render the game useless because you can't actually play it? Sony, people did not want a box that shows 4K images of a sunset on it. They want a box to play games on it and play those games at 60 frames per second. That is what me and I think everybody else, from what I can tell, wanted in this upgraded PS4. They wanted a 60 FPS machine that would run games at smooth, consistent frame rates. But you didn't give us that because you thought that frame rate should be the one thing that held the console family together. Oh, they should all have the same frame rate because if the PS4 Pro runs games at 60 and the PS4 original run games at 30, then that might make the player base feel divided, and we wouldn't want to do that. No, God forbid. God forbid you would actually upgrade your hardware so we can play the games that need to run at better frame rates in order for us to enjoy. That's one of my major issues with Infamous Second Son. The game looks beautiful. The puddles and the water and, the sides of the buildings and everything looks gorgeous, but the frame rate fucking sucks. It is constantly stuttering and micro-freezing, and the frame rate is dropping every 2 seconds. It's irritating as hell, and I can't play it for long periods of time because of the frame rate. This is the thing that really irritates me and a lot of other people about the console, is that there's no increase in frame rate. Now, if Sony provided an option to choose if we could have higher frame rate or better graphics and disable them one or the other, then I would be a little bit more pleased with it. But as of right now, it's not looking good. So, do I need a PS4 Pro? No. Am I going to get one? Actually, I probably will. Am I an idiot? Absolutely. Why do I want a PS4 Pro? Because I think it would be cool to tell you guys personally what I think of the product. I've already given you my opinion here, but I haven't gotten a hands-on experience with the console, and I want to see what it's actually like. I want to compare it to my console that I have right now and see what the actual big deal is. I think it would be cool to do sort of a product review on my channel for once. So, there you go, guys. PS4 Slim is absolutely worthless. Do not buy it. Just don't. Don't buy it. It's not worth your money. If you're gonna buy a new PS4, go with the Pro. It is the best option out of the two by far, but I still think neither of them look as good as the original PS4, and I am sure gonna miss it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, leave a like if you did, share this video with all your friends, subscribe for more content like this, check out my Patreon, and I'll catch you in the next video.